Hey there! Welcome everyone to part 12 of the web development in Python with Django. We all know that if a page has registration and login tabs, it must have a user profile page. So in this part, we'll crack on our user profile so that our users could edit their description, name, surname, or other details you want to include. Also, it's important that these profiles could be accessed by other users, for example, so that anyone could be able to check the profile of the author of any published post on our page. We start by creating an URL for our profile. We created our user model so that users can change the username when registered, and it's unique, which means that the best idea is to access user profiles by username. So we go to our Django project, users, URLs. I already have opened this file, script for us, and insert a few lines with a path to a new profile function in our views that we'll be creating. So right now I have a few old code here, so I'll remove this old code because we don't need this, and I'll create a new one that I mentioned about the profile. So this will be called a profile, and we'll access this by username. And this path will call a profile function, and we'll of course name it as a profile. That's pretty easy, and from our previous tutorial we know that we definitely gonna need to create a new form for our users, so we could easily access and modify our profile information. So now we go to our Django project, users, forms, and create a new user update form. And we go to the bottom, and here I'm creating a new object that I'm calling user update form. And this will inherit from forms.model form. This is pretty simple, and we'll use our basic name, surname, email, and description fields from our user models that I already have here. And this is my custom one if you were following my previous tutorial. If you didn't, please check this out before doing all other stuff, because it might not work for you from this point. I'm already here, and I need to create that. I will use email, and it will be equal to forms and email. It's an email field, we already know that, and there is a class that we call meta, and this will be equal to model, and this model will be equal to get user model function. And here is the field that we're gonna pass when we call for this object. So here is some kind of basic fields from our original user model. So here is our first name, and then there is our last name. Then there is an email, also kind of default one field, and this one is our description. This is the custom one, if you remember. We created this one here, and of course we created an email and we made it unique, and that's fine. And yeah, also we can give it a status, but status is also some kind of field that user might not change, because the status is given to a user when it registers, and this might only be changed by an administrator. For example, it might be a regular user, it might be administrator, it might be some kind of subscriber like a moderator or so on. So this is the reason I made this status additional field. So that's cool, and this is done. We don't need this anymore. It's only a few lines of code to achieve our goal. Here, right now we are creating totally new page for our users where they might check their profile and change description and etc. This means that we'll need to create a new HTML template. Same as before, I already made one in the templates, and if I'll navigate there is a profile template. Of course, I'm not going to explain this detail, but I already made this to save us time on this video, because this template to create a 41 line might take a little more time than we expect, because HTML is well, it takes time and it's pretty simple to write. As you might notice from this template, we are checking if the user username is equal to the username. We do this here that we have in our form. The purpose is to check whether this template is accessed by the owner of the profile or not, so that we could preview and update the profile on the same link. Don't hesitate to modify this template if you have more fields in your user model that you want to display. You might have this if you're building on this Django tutorial while going from video to video. And now when I've finished this template, we're close to testing how it works. The last thing to do is to create our profile function in our views. To do so, we go there and create a basic profile function along with a few additional imports. So I go to my views, and I'm pretty sure that there will be some new imports. As you saw there, we used get user model. So of course I need to import this from authentication tab, and I add this here. And of course I'll need something new from forms. And I have a new object here, so I also need to import it. User update form. Okay, that's fine. We go to the bottom of it, and here we type a profile, and it will be equal to request, and we access always a username of the profile. No other choice. And as always, we check if the request method is equal to post. Okay, sorry, there's a mistake. That's my mistake, as always. And for now, I'll skip this because we want to check if this part of code works at all. So I need to get the user from our database, and to do that, I use this called get user model function. We call it, and here I call objects, and we filter it by username, and we check if username of this user, actually we search for a username in our user database or that is equal to this username. That's damn simple. And if we are able to find anything, it's impossible to have few usernames because, as I said, our user has a unique username. So if we found a user in our database, we construct a new form, and it will be user update form that we created, and the instance will be equal to user. And then we simply return an object to our new template we created. So I simply copy this for simplicity reasons, not to type too many things here. And here will be my user. And now instead of login, it will be profile, and the context will be equal to the same form that we get from our user model. And otherwise, if we don't have any, we can't find any user in our database within this link, we simply return a user to a home page. Well, I think that's the best idea to do so. Okay, now we'll, as I said, we'll skip the post method, and at first let's try how it works with a simple get method. And right now, in my mind, it should already work. So I'll run this in a debug mode to make sure everything works, and if it's not, to catch all the bugs when I open this page, and as you can see, everything is fine. So right now I know that we have a profile, and my profile is a test user, and as you can see, it works like a charm, and everything works as expected. And we can enter the profile, and we can see that that's a regular test. It's email. There also should be a description, but because it's empty, it doesn't type anything for us. Okay, it works as expected, and now I suppose we can make it to work or accept our profile changes. So first I would like to log into my test user. Oh yeah, test. That's nice. This is a recaptcha from previous tutorial. Oh yeah, that's amazing. And now I type a profile, and there will be a test. Cool. And as you can see, it gave me some kind of description and simply just an information because I'm right now logged in. But if I'll try to add something here, it will not work because we don't have a post request here. Differently from the get method, in a post method, we'll feed request post and request files to our user update form. So I'll need to do that, of course. So instead of pass, I'm grabbing the user of we have, which is trying to do this post request, because of course not logged in user might not do a post request. It's pretty impossible. So at least I don't know if it's possible, but I hope so it's not. So forms will be equal to this one, but instead we'll feed more information, not only a user. So here will be a request post and request.files. I'm passing this file because in the next tutorial we'll play around with images, so our user could have their own profile image. Otherwise, it will be pretty obvious if we're following my previous tutorial. It's nothing new here that we haven't covered already. So let's finish this. So form, and we always check if the form is valid. That's right. And if it's valid, we typically save it. User form will be equal to form.save. And we need to type something as a feedback for our users in a front end. So we type a message success, it's messages, that's right. Messages success. Here's our request, and here I'll simply type user form.username, and here your profile has been updated. That's right. And now we simply redirect a user to again to the same profile page where it will give a user form and username. In case there is an error, we of course would like to print some messages. So I'll copy these lines as exactly as the same, and well, that's what we do. And if form is not valid, definitely there is some kind of wrong stuff happening here, and we'll message this information to our front end. And if there is not valid form, we try again to get user with a username. If we found it, we'll direct it, and that's it. Otherwise, we go to homepage. Okay, let's test how it works, and now let's go to our profile. I hit the refresh, and let's try to update the description. Just test admin user. So let's update this, and that's cool. Yes, your profile has been updated. All right, this works, and I'm really glad that we can do this changes so quickly and easily. And have you even thought it will be that simple before starting going through this tutorial? That's why I love Django. When you're at least a little familiar with it, everything is getting easier and more straightforward. So now we can view our and other profiles, and we got the functionality we wanted. But we still need simple access to these profiles, because right now I can only access them by typing the exact URL to it. First, when the user is logged in the account, we want to display a button that links to this profile, because we have only a logout here. So why not adding some kind of profile button? To do that, we need to edit our navigation bar. So we head to our code and we go to our main application, main, and we go to templates, main, includes, and here's a navigation bar. Here we check if the user is authenticated. So here is the best place where I can add something new. So here I simply copy this for simplicity reasons, and this is the navigation link, but instead of linking to the logout button, we link it to the profile, and we feed our user.username to this link. And of course we need to close this new stuff, and here I need to add some kind of Y, same as here, and here will be our profile. No, it will not a profile, but we'll make it as a user.username, and there is a far user. So that's cool, and let's save it. And let's go back to our website and let's see how it works. And as you can see, this new profile button appeared here. That's amazing. And if we log into another user, for example, I don't know, my name is PyLessons. If I have a PyLessons, it will be PyLessons. And if I click it, I can go to homepage and then I go to my profile. It's a simple button, but to our own profile with the username as a parameter, this does a huge impact. And nice, it works as expected as before. But still, usually when someone creates a record or a post on a website, usually somewhere it's mentioned the author and date of publication, but we know that our article and article series don't record this information. At least we do not record the author who created a post. So let's modify our article and article series model set so that every time we create a new post, the author would be automatically recorded. Let's head to our main application where we created here and close this, and we have a models here. Now we need to import some kind of new stuff. So I go back to my get user models, not here, where I imported this. Yeah, this one. I need to import this one here, same here, and we don't need this other stuff. So I remove. We need only get user model. So right now I'm creating a new line here that will be our author, and this will be models and foreign key, and this will link to our get user model. And the default will be equal to 1, and on delete it will be equal to models.set default. That's right, and I copy this line and I put this on my other model also into the articles. We need to make migrations, so we go python manage.py make migrations, and I do a migrate. Okay, I right now wrote the changes into my database. So this will automatically assign the test admin user as an author to article and article series, because our test user has the ID of 1 in the database, because it was the first user that was created in our database, the admin user, of course. But sometimes we want that at least the admin could change the author. So we need to change what we display in our admin panel. So we had to our Django main admin script, and here I simply add another line author, and here near series we also add author. Nice, let's save this, and our cell should be still running. That's nice. Let's go to our admin panel and let's check what we can see there right now. And I go to my article, for example, and I open my Husky, and there's a author appeared as a new option here. And because I have two users, one is test and is testing, I could change the author of our publications, but I don't want to do this now. So let's go to my homepage. Nice. Now our record in the database holds the author and publication date. We can display this information in the homepage record and inside articles. But first we do this change in our homepage template. I go to my template. Where's my home page? It's here, templates main, and there is a home template. That's right. Here, right after this link, where here we start a title. So above our title, we want to modify this code a little. So I create a new div. That class will be article metadata. That's kind of default Bootstrap class, and here I'm creating a link that will have a class that will be equal to mr2 then the link will be equal to, it's a Django way link, of course. It will be equal to URL profile. Okay, I need, yeah, URL profile, and we feed an object author. And of course, we want to print this as a link. That's cool. And other thing, we would like to add some kind of publication date of our article. So I'll creating a new small class that will be equal to text muted. That's cool. And here will be a simply bracket, and it will be object published. This will give us a date when it was published, but we would like to modify it a little, so it will be shown in this kind of format. It will be month, day, and yeah, of course, and it is small. So let's save it, and right now if I go back to my homepage, as you can see, it's amazing. You can see right now it appeared here, and this affected our homepage immediately. And if I would click on this test, it gives me a simple link to my test profile. And if I go home, it's home. So right now, if I press here, it's also there on a deeper page. And if I click again here, well, that's the place where we also would like to add this, because if someone reads this article, someone likes it, so maybe someone likes to check who is that user, who published it, description. Maybe in a profile we can give more information, what articles it published and so on. So we could subscribe, follow, message, and well, we can implement many things that we could do with a user profile. The overall view is getting better with each tutorial. So let's do a similar change inside our articles and to achieve our goal. So I go here, I simply copy these lines that I just created, and I go to my article, and I will do a very similar change here. Just after this title, I'm copying the lines I copied, and this will be deflex. It's like a flexible article, and there will be R2 class. It will link to the same profile, object, author, and we of course like to type when it was published. So we add additional string here that it was published on this date. And if I press save, and if I hit refresh, as you can see, it appeared here. That's nice. Right now we have a user and when it was published. That makes sense. So if you go on your website, and you might check this, and you should immediately see these changes. Might you see how easy it was? So I go home, and that's it. So let's log out now, and let's go to homepage. And as you can see, all the changes still the same. And if I press to view the test profile, I can't modify it, and I see all the information. So we can add more description here, we can change the email, we can add an image, but this for next tutorial. And great, we quickly implemented a user profile into our Django website. Now it's way easier to continue building on a current code, so we can add more fields to our profile. Now each user will be able to add their own publication and etc. Even you can start building some communication between different users or comment section. You may notice how each functionality can expand and help us to continue to grow our website. I don't know how about you, but I really am excited about that, and this is why I really like Django. Please like this video, share it, subscribe my video if you haven't yet. This should really help me to grow in the future. And even in thought, now our website looks way better than in the beginning, but still we can make it way more attractive by adding some images to our publications. If I go to homepage, there's we would like to see these cats, for example. What is cats? Maybe there will be a different name or title of this publication, not mentioning exactly what it is. So maybe it would be a good idea to see the image of it. So this is the goal of my next tutorial, to check this out and how to do that and bring this for you guys. So in the next tutorial, I'll cover how to manage image uploads on our website. Thank you again for watching. I hope this was useful for you, and see you in the next part. See you later. Bye.